whoop his ass. I'm always looking for a knockout. No matter what, I'm always prepared for 12 rounds. But I'm always looking for a knockout, and if I get the chance, I'm going to try to knock his head.
Whoop his ass. No matter what, I'm always ready for 12 rounds, but I'm always searching for a knockout, and if I have the chance, I'll attempt to knock his head off. Devon is a power puncher with a knack for exciting knockouts. Davis has long been regarded as one of the sport's most captivating figures. However, in recent years, the conversation surrounding Tank has changed and raised some issues that could have a big influence on his future in the ring, all thanks to Calvin Ford. I'll bash his ass.
I'm gonna beat his ass if y'all talking. Y'all better be quiet.
Claps the Heat started with Davis's impending fight against Lamont Roach Jr., which was originally scheduled for December 14th at the Toyota Center in Houston. It was envisioned as another demonstration of Davis's brilliance and a chance for the Baltimore native to establish his dominance. However, the fight was postponed to March 1st in Brooklyn, and Davis's recent Instagram statement caused chaos. Davis stated in his story that the fight is of King cancelled.
Lamont Roach, this is his moment for Tank. So you can expect this to be the best Lamont Roach you've ever seen versus probably the worst Gervonta Tank Davis you ever seen. And this may be an opportunity to get to the
finest Lamont Roach you've ever seen will likely face the worst Gervonta Tank Davis you've ever seen. So this could be your chance to go to the bag. M. Roach, this is his moment to shine. Roach, the WBA super featherweight champion who had been given special permission to challenge Davis, appeared taken aback by the news and showed his annoyance by posting videos of himself practicing and sparring, demonstrating that he was still focused on the fight. The F you keep asking me, Roach responded on Instagram, displaying a laser-like focus. This was more than just a battle, it was a potentially career-defining moment when he defiantly proclaimed, "That's not me, I'm locked in, ain't changed for Roach." His hashtag hash in the news was a promise rather than merely a statement. Music for those who follow Davis closely. This statement felt like more than just a personal reflection, it was a window into the emotional and psychological toll that both Ford and Davis are dealing with as they navigate the harsh realities of boxing. During the promotional chaos, Davis's longtime trainer, Calvin Ford, posted a mysterious message on Instagram that added another layer of intrigue to the saga. People frequently failed to understand my suffering, my convictions, and my emotions regarding various matters that Ford wrote, but I possess that understanding, which is in fact a profound gift from my Lord motivating me to persevere and strive toward becoming the best version of myself within my circle.
Yeah, I mean, but again, they pick and choose, so it is what it is. And again, the media like to hate him too, so I'm going to catch a lot of that backlash too, but I mean, it is what it is. I ain't really stunned that too much. I'm not worried about narratives. I'm worried about what I feel in the ring.
All right, brother.
Yes, but again, they pick and choose, so it's just the way it is. The media also likes to criticize him, so I'm going to get a lot of that backlash, but I'm not really that beautiful, so I'm more concerned with what I can do in the ring than with the story. All right, brother. Ford's remarks reveal a more profound reality that is seldom recognized in the sport, the toll it takes on its warriors. Boxing is harsh, and while it honors its champions' victories, it frequently overlooks the wounds they bear. The relentless grind and harsh expectations of the sport are wearing on Davis, despite his fierce reputation, according to Ford. The idea that Davis is fed up with the brutality of boxing may account for the unusual candor of his recent posts, but it also raises the uncomfortable question of whether Davis is losing his edge.
But just overall being something that he's not been in the ring with. I'm the total package, and honestly, sometimes I think he doubts himself. But I'm a competitor, and I feel like I'm the best. So I'm a show up.
When he talks about you not bringing your family, what goes through your mind when you hear him?
I'm the complete package, and sometimes I think he doubted it. But I'm a competitor, and I think I'm the best, so I'm sure. When he talks about you not bringing your family, what goes through your mind when you hear him say that Lamont wrote for Roach? The idea that Davis might be getting tired isn't merely a story, it's an opportunity. Junior definitely appears to believe so. Boxing is both a mental and physical sport. Thus, any hint of faltering emotional exhaustion or lack of focus might tip the scales. Roach, who is generally viewed as an underdog, is using his own willpower and self-control to take advantage of what he perceives to be weaknesses in Davis's defenses. His social media posts are not only defiant but also well thought out. He is presenting himself as the victor with everything to gain, while Davis bears the burden of expectations and...
Thank all day, baby. Thank all day.
Music examination throughout the day. Box perception can be a double-edged sword, and if Davis is actually having trouble with the grind of the sport, Roach could profit from the very narrative that fans have used to disparage him. Davis's detractors have long claimed that his opponent's selections have been too safe, and the backlash against the Roach matchup was no different. Fans quickly dismissed Roach as just another easy fight for Tank despite Roach's impressive credentials.
I think he actually took this fight for the naysayers and all the people talking shit about the fight. I think he actually took the fight because he know that I'm a dog. And, he wanted.
Considering everything that has been said about the battle and the fact that I am a dog, I believe he took the fight because he wanted to demonstrate his abilities. Examine the wider ramifications of Ford's remarks, which point to a warrior and a group at a crossroads. The tremendous pressure Davis is under to not just win, but also to dominate is hinted at by Ford's admission of anguish and conviction. The expectation that Davis will produce highlight knockouts each time he enters the ring has created an atmosphere where anything less feels like failure. This is where Lamont Roach Jr. becomes an even more formidable opponent than Davis, who has been negotiating the complications of fame and expectation. It's a standard that is both thrilling and unsustainable. Roach enters this battle with a single goal in mind.
In that fight, but I do think that the fight that he should have fought should have been the Edwin De Los Santos. But
who, Tank or Lamont?
Tank.
Okay.
And fight. But I do believe that the fight he needed to have engaged in ought to have been an Edwin De Los Santos fight. But hey, Tank, all right, he's driven by the chance to shock the world for Roaches rather than the need to show himself to skeptics. If Roach can get Davis to go too far, his alleged softness isn't just a talking issue, it's a tactic. The underdog may have a chance to change the course of events if Waters tests his mental and physical stamina. Of course, it's crucial to recognize Davis's tenacity. Tank didn't become a champion by chance, and his resilience has been repeatedly demonstrated, but it's still unclear how much more he can offer.
Rematch clause, people, so get ready for 2 fights. But, yes, and after I beat him the second time, I probably would ask the WBA to let me go up to 140 and fight right.
Prepare yourselves for 2 fights since there is a rematch clause, but once I defeat him the second time, I would probably ask the WBA to allow me to fight at 140. Together with Davis's own Instagram posts, Rio Ford's frank comments depict a fighter battling more than just his next opponent, the cruelty of the sport, the training camps, the weight cuts, and the media commitments. The actual battles are having a negative impact. This perceived or actual vulnerability is exactly what makes the Davis vs. Roach matchup so alluring. For Davis, it's a chance to silence his detractors and solidify his position as the sport's best player. For Roach, it's a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to dethrone a champion and establish his own legacy, but beneath the surface. This fight symbolizes something even more profound: the human cost of greatness. This doesn't surprise us. Gervonta Davis has made it clear that he wants to leave the ring, and the explanations he has provided paint a picture of a warrior who is at odds with his own character. Davis' recent remarks regarding his retirement were more than just a statement. They provided insight into his mental health and his battle to balance the fierceness that characterizes his career with the more compassionate, grounded version of himself that he wants to be. "I'd like to go to therapy." In an interview with Inside Boxing Live, Davis stated that the phrase was a man's heartfelt admission rather than merely a casual aside. Desiring change not because his body can't keep up, but because his spirit is looking for something different. Davis, who is famed for his explosive strength and unwavering ferocity in the ring, said he wants to get rid of the very impulses that have made him a champion.
It's gonna be a party
And
on
I'm
your
gonna let y'all know, son. His father was up here shaking on the what's name. He was shaking on the.
Thank everybody that played a part in it. My team, Roberto Diaz, Gary Jonas.
On my kids, he was shaking on his hand. On my kids, he was shaking. How you gonna say his cap? And you gonna say his cap? I'm watching him.
There will be a party. I will inform you that his father was up here. How would you describe it? It must be for a fighter like Davis, whose career has been built on expressing intensity and rage, and it is no small shift. Shaq, what is his name? He was shaking on the thank everyone that played a part in it. My team, Gerto Diaz G. Jonas on my kids. He was shing on my kids. Therapy, as he explained, is both a desire and a potential threat. I feel like if I go through therapy, my inner fire will go out. He clarified that this statement contains a vulnerability that is uncommon in a sport like boxing, where stoicism and strength are frequently viewed as necessary for success. Davis is struggling with the thought of completely remaking himself, not just thinking about retiring. What stands out most about Davis's remarks is how much he emphasizes fatherhood as a motivating factor for having 2 children. The priorities of Davis have changed. He stated, "I don't even consider getting angry because I have 2 girls who want to be much softer, more humble, and things like that."
Christmas wish list. 3 names that you want 2025.
I won't say.
3 names you would like to have by 2025 for your Christmas wish list. The statement, I won't say, I won't say, I won't, I won't, is as charming as it is unexpected coming from a fighter who has built his reputation on his ability to dominate and intimidate. But it also serves as a clear reminder that the guy wearing the gloves is just as complicated and multidimensional as everyone else. Davis has developed a persona over the years, and this desire to be much gentler is an intriguing shift from that. The Tank moniker itself conjures strength, durability, and an almost mechanical hearing Davis's unrelenting talk about tenderness and humility is like watching a man take off layers of armor that he has worn for years. Naturally, this raises interesting issues about how Davis will handle the shift from fighter to retiree. It's not just about quitting boxing, it's about unlearning the same behaviors and mindsets that have been central to his identity. For Davis, the problem seems even more significant because he's not simply walking away from the excitement, discipline, and sense of purpose that boxing offers. Many boxers struggle with this period. He is deliberately working to undermine the psychological foundation that has supported his success in order to meet the physical demands of the sport.
Boxer. But everybody be talking shit to Gervonta, it don't be coming out good for them, my nigga. I'm just keeping it real.
He obviously a superstar. But just because it's who he is, this don't change no program that I got going on. I'm here to win. I've been coming to win. And I think the same result will happen on December the 14th.
But everyone is talking underscore to Gervonta, and it's not working out well for them. I'm just being honest, he is undoubtedly a superstar, but that's just because of who he is. Don't change anything I'm doing. I'm here to win. I've been coming to win, and I believe the same outcome occurred on December 14th. One can't help but wonder how this internal conflict might affect his impending fight against Lamont Roach Jr., even though Davis is getting ready to defend his WBA lightweight title. A man who is already halfway out the door is suggested by his desire to get everything out of me in order to get rid of his wrath and his fighting impulses. This is not to suggest that Davis won't give it his all in the ring. His track record shows that he can produce when it matters, but it does cast doubt on a match that is already intense for the heat.
And I promise you, you better lead them home. You better lead the females home.
I also swear to you that you should leave them at home. You should leave the women's house on my mother. You should leave the children on my mother.